Hi, it's Wanda. Okay, I decided to experiment a little bit today. I found the paint that MelyD's been using, and it was at Hobby Lobby, but it was down the aisle a little bit from the regular craft paint where the DecoArt and the folk art stuff is. And I also got a little bottle of the Liquitex Pouring Medium, which I have not tried yet. So I decided to go with a white base, and I mixed this up out of Artist Loft. You can see how thin it is. It's, to me, pretty thin, so we'll hope that's thin enough. This is a pearl that I mixed up, and it's been mixed for at least a week, so I cannot remember. I think it's actually burnt sienna with some white added to it, and a pearl medium that I bought off of Dick Blick. That's a Sargent pearl medium. And then this one is the turquoise, the phthalo turquoise with some silver and some of that pearl medium. And it feels a little denser, just moving it in the cup feels denser, but it seems to be pretty much the same consistency as far as the way it's thinning out. So we'll see how that works. I have put half and half of Artist Loft white and the paint that MelyD uses, and I'll put a link in the description box for her videos that I've been watching. And since this is such a small amount, now it has not been thinned down at all, so this is just the paint. There's probably an ounce or a little over in there. I think I'm gonna put, that's about a level teaspoon right there. I don't know if this has bubbles or lumps, but it's not the Artist Loft, it's the other one. So I'm gonna thin it out. She has hers relatively thin. And we're gonna try for some of that cloud effect. Or I can, at least I'm testing out these colors with white to see how they work. This seems to be running about the same way. So I'm gonna cover the canvas in white, then I'm gonna do a ring pour using these. Yeah. So I'll pour that. I think I'll do it now before I do the base coat. So we'll start out with white. And I want the red to come out last, or maybe I'll just put some of each. But I'm gonna layer white between. A little bit of white. Doesn't have to be a whole lot. And since I'm gonna have a base coat, it really, 2 or 3 ounces probably be enough. It's okay to me if I get some negative space in the corners. A little more than I wanted. I think I'm about to get enough. And I want to top it with white because I want that to come out first. See if that'll help blend the other colors to the outer edge. Okie dokie. I catch myself saying okay all the way through videos when I go back and review them and I'm editing them. So y'all forgive me for that. Now I have a bunch of bubbles. Wonder how this is going to turn out. I've seen some of these Liquitex pours in my painting group on Facebook that are just phenomenal. And they almost look like rocks because there'll be dark paint and then lighter paint that just bubbled up. So it's amazing. So if I get one of those, that'll be okay. That red really came through. But with metallics, you know, you never know with those what they're gonna do. Especially the first time you use one that you mixed yourself, like this is. Because sometimes they duck and hide. They'll go underneath your paint. Uh-oh. We've gone off the edge. And this is really sitting on top of that base coat. It'd be interesting to see what it looked like without a base coat. How it turned out. I'm sure I'll be tilting more of this off. Because I don't like the ziggy-zaggies. You may get some reflection off my window over there. I actually have a 24 by 30 canvas sitting in the window, trying to block some of the light out. Tip that off just a little. I don't know about this. Not crazy about this color combination, even though it looks pretty in the cups. Now we hope we have enough paint to go back the other way. See what happens. I think it could have been thinner, the paint that I'm using for the pour, for the tree ring pour. And I cannot tell if my ceiling light is reflecting in your all's eyes. It's still moving. So I'm gonna bring it back to the center a little bit and go into that corner that's not covered. It's not bubbling up in the middle the way I had hoped that it would. So I may not have put enough Liquitex Pouring Medium in it. It's gonna take, I think, some experimentation. Okay, now we're going to try to center it again. Bring it back down a little bit in the middle, more towards the middle. It doesn't have to be directly in the middle. It should be off center actually a little bit. It's more pleasing to your eye. So hers does change some as it sits. And I think she said that it doesn't take that long, just a few minutes. So I'm gonna use my torch and see if I can get rid of those bubbles. My daughter got me fancy new hot pink gloves. She gave them to me this morning when I stopped in. So, guess we'll see what happens. If anything happens, I will turn the camera off and I'll wait a few minutes. I'll time it and then take another short video showing you what happened, if any there were any changes. And I don't really know if there's going to be any changes. This really grayed out, mixing that blue and that sort of light magenta color. So the colors are not all that fabulous. They're not bright. They're very soothing in a way, but just not a pretty bright color. So we'll see. Thank you for watching, and I'll be back with you in a few minutes. Okay, it's been 10 minutes. I don't think it's changed at all. So I don't see any fluffy clouds coming up. Can't talk today. To me, it just hasn't changed. I'm really disappointed. I was hoping that they would start popping up. So, sorry about the reflection. Let me tilt the camera. Okay. The colors are rather interesting. Not beautiful. Not clearly defined enough, I don't think. So, I'll be seeing if I can figure out what caused that. May have had the paint too thick. May not have had it thick enough. So more experimentation will be done. Thank you for joining me. Have a wonderful day, evening, night, morning, and come back and join me for my little art journey that I'm on. Thank you so much.